Baklava is a dessert with a rich history, known for its delicate layers of flaky phyllo dough, a rich nut filling, and a sweet, fragrant syrup. Today, we're going to make the best baklava you've ever tasted. Before we begin, let's gather our ingredients. You'll need, for the filling, nuts, about 4 cups of nuts. A traditional mix of pistachios, walnuts, and almonds is excellent. Make sure they are unsalted. Sugar, a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar to mix with the nuts. Spices, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a pinch of ground cloves for that classic warm spice flavor. For the layers, Phyllo Dough, a 1-pound package of frozen Phyllo Dough. Thaw it overnight in the refrigerator to keep it from tearing. Butter, 1½ cups of unsalted butter. We'll clarify it to prevent the baklava from getting soggy. For the syrup, sugar, 2 cups of granulated sugar. Water, 1½ cups of water. Honey, ½ cup of honey. Lemon, a slice or 2 of lemon to add brightness and prevent the sugar from crystallizing. Flavoring, 1 teaspoon of rosé water or orange blossom water. Part 1. Preparing the ingredients. Let's start with our nuts. Chop them finely in a food processor, but be careful not to turn them into a paste. You want them to have some texture. Once chopped, toss them in a bowl with the sugar, cinnamon, and cloves. Next, we need to clarify our butter. Melt the unsalted butter in a small saucepan over medium heat. It will foam, and then the milk solids will sink to the bottom. Skim off the foam and pour the golden, clear butter into a bowl, leaving the milk solids behind. This is what we'll use to brush our phyllo. Finally, get your phyllo dough ready. Unroll it carefully and trim the stack to fit your 9x13-inch baking pan. Keep the phyllo you're not using covered with a damp cloth to prevent it from drying out and cracking. Part 2. Assembling the baklava. Let's preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. Now we'll start layering. Brush the bottom and sides of your baking pan with clarified butter. Lay down a single sheet of phyllo dough and brush it lightly with butter. Repeat this process until you have about 10 sheets layered. This will form a sturdy base. Now sprinkle a generous layer of your nut mixture evenly over the phyllo. We'll repeat the layering process. 3 sheets of phyllo, buttering each one, followed by a layer of nuts. Do this a few times until you've used all of your nuts, ending with a layer of nuts. For the top, lay down the remaining phyllo sheets, brushing each one with butter. Once all the layers are in place, generously brush the top with the last of the clarified butter. Now, the most crucial step before baking, scoring the baklava. This makes it easier to cut once it's baked. Using a sharp knife, cut the baklava into diamond or square shapes, cutting all the way through to the bottom. Part 3. Baking and syrupy. Finish. Place your scored baklava in the preheated oven. Bake for about 50 minutes to an hour, or until it's golden brown and the edges are bubbling. While the baklava is baking, let's make the syrup. In a saucepan, combine the water, sugar, lemon slices, and honey. Bring it to a boil. Then reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes until it thickens slightly. Remove it from the heat and stir in the rose water or orange blossom water. This is the key to perfect baklava. The baklava must be hot and the syrup must be cold, or vice versa. When you pull your baklava out of the oven, immediately and slowly pour the cool syrup evenly over the entire surface. You'll hear a beautiful sizzle as the syrup soaks into every layer. Let the baklava cool completely, undisturbed, for at least 4 to 6 hours. This allows the syrup to fully absorb and the layers to set, creating that perfect flaky texture. Once it has cooled, cut along the lines you made earlier and serve. Congratulations, you've just made the best baklava. Enjoy!